Hi Year 11, so in this video I'm going to go through the final part for the Discovering Senses assignment, which is your individual 400-word reflection. So above here we have the aim that has just been copied and pasted from the beginning of the assignment. So you were to work individually and safely to create a developmentally appropriate toy or learning aid to support a child who is 5 to 8 years old with the chosen impairment. Okay, the durability, safety, and relevance of the item needed to be considered. Now, you are assessed on two parts, okay, two performance standards for this reflection, which is number 1, reflection of your individual practical, and then reflection 3, which is the reflection of contemporary issues. So each part, I would recommend approximately 200 words for this part and 200 words for that part, and that way you can evenly distribute your word count. However, I do have a feeling that this one up the top here could be done in less words if you are quite clear and concise, which will leave you more words to answer these 4 questions down here. So you need to reflect your individual practical performance. So you need to reflect on the processes, so the methods, the equipment, the techniques that were used, positive and negative impacts on the practical. So I used Adobe Flash and it turns out I don't think that was the most compatible program to use. I didn't have many skills, I'd never used it before, so I found that quite challenging. Okay, describe how the processes went. Well, how did it go in order to make your toy? Explain the outcome. Okay, explain and evaluate the success of the relevance to the impairment, its durability, its presentation, and even you could include an image here with the use of captions, and this will minimize your word count. So as a minimum, you need to be explaining and evaluating its relevance to the impairment, 1, its durability, 2, and the final presentation of it. Okay, so there should be at least 3 sentences in the outcome here. Don't give me an outcome statement that's just really generic and brand. The practical went well and the toy looks great. Okay, you have 3 things as a minimum that you need to cover. Then you're going to look at your personal performance, So your use of time, possible mistakes, things that went wrong, okay, your decisions, right, your focus, all right, and how this influenced the practical outcome. So you may have worked really well and stayed on task and you didn't actually need to use any homework time. Or you may have run into a big issue here, a mistake that happened, and that set you back. And therefore I had to engage in some homework to make sure I stayed on track and on time to finish the assignment. All right, so it's your personal performance. Now, reflecting on the contemporary issues. So having created a toy or a learning aid or a comforter for a child with an impairment, comment on the following as you reflect on the contemporary issues a young child/family face. Okay? So how does the toy, learning aid or comforter you make support the day-to-day life of a child with the chosen impairment? Okay? So I have made this toy because the kid is going to use it in this way. Why is it good for them? All right? How is it supporting them in their day-to-day life? Right? So consider how it's going to engage them. Right? They're going to carry it around. All right? The suitability. Okay? There's no point in giving a blind child something that's pointy and pokey. Not very appropriate, is it? All right, and the key learning that might take place from this. Okay, so they might show their toy and take their toy that has glasses on to their friendship group, and it becomes more of a norm that kids wear glasses. Okay, and she might not feel as left out. She might not get picked on by other kids. All right, just as these are all examples. Okay, state the impairment. All right, and possible references and or primary sources could answer this. Okay. So you might be able to find a speech pathologist to chat to and ask her about the opinion of your toy. Okay? Now, what new learning did you gain from this assignment? What personal opinions can you draw about life's challenges for the child and the family with the impairment? Okay, so this is a bit of reflection on your own personal thoughts. Okay, so as you've gone along this assignment, realizing that your life without that impairment, it might be a lot easier. Okay, it might be just the same, all right? But trying to outline the different challenges that that child will face and how they reflect on you, and perhaps you never thought of it like that. Do you believe there's a significant amount of support networks available for a child with such impairment and their families? All right, so you need to explain why. Perhaps finding some of the, like some websites or some programs that kids can go into, that might be of help in this instance, all right? But you either do believe it, or from your research, there might not be any support around for them, okay? And what does that have? What impact does that have on the child and the families? And then reflecting on this assignment as a whole. So what was it like creating a suitable item which supports the child with the impairment? All right, did you enjoy doing it? Did you find it relevant? Anything like that? Any other comments you have? Okay, so like I said before, the contemporary issues will probably be the bigger part of the 400 words, whereas here you're able to be more clear and concise. All right, so remember, stick to your word count and answer simply, okay? Answer exactly what the question is asking from you.